folks in the industry are saying that it's the lower end products.
And the kind of thing that gets into your lungs through vapor is different than the kind of thing that gets into your lungs through smoke.
And it has intensified even more as some e-cigarette users have come down with mysterious and serious illnesses.
I would have died. If I didn't go to the hospital that Thursday, I would have died in my bed that night 100%.
An electronic cigarette, also known as an e-cigarette among other names, is a handheld battery-powered vaporizer that simulates smoking and provides some of the behavioral aspects of smoking, including the hand-to-mouth action of smoking, but without burning tobacco. It uses liquids that come in many different flavors, which is one of the main reasons why the use of e-cigarettes has been popularized. Some of these liquids come with VG or PG, which is vegetable glycerin, a thick, sweet liquid. VG produces luscious clouds of vapor. PG, propylene glycol, is a much thinner, tasteless liquid, which produces more of a throat hit than VG does, which simulates the feel of smoking better. Nicotine is another chemical that is added to these juices, which is an addictive chemical.
Juul, an e-cigarette introduced to the market in 2015. It's techy, sleek, and looks like an oversized USB thumb drive. Juuling, slang, a verb meaning to use a Juul. Very popular with the kids on their social medias. And you can't turn on the TV or go to YouTube without being told it's the scourge of high schools everywhere.
The unknowns of vaping. Although traditional cigarettes contain over 7,000 chemicals, it is not known how many chemicals or additives e-juices contain due to the mass market that there is. Many people also make their own juices and add chemicals such as THC, which is one of the reasons that there have been fatalities with the use of e-cigarettes. There have been 47 confirmed deaths and serious lung injuries from vaping. This is due to the vitamin E acetate commonly found in THC additives for e-juices. Vitamin E is a thickening agent and was found in all patients that were suffering from this unknown lung injury.
E-cigs heat up a liquid that contains nicotine and create a vapor that is then inhaled by a user. Nicotine can raise your blood pressure and your chances of a heart attack. Dr. Michael Blaha states that emerging data suggests that links to chronic lung disease and asthma exist. You're exposing yourself to all kinds of chemicals that we don't understand yet and that are probably unsafe.
The use of e-cigarettes is becoming an issue with teens in the United States. The rise in teenagers smoking e-cigarettes has increased over the past 3 years. State litigations are attempting to stop teenagers from using e-cigarettes. For example, new laws in states such as Kentucky have banned all flavored e-cigarettes from the markets in hopes of protecting the youth from vaping. Other laws prohibit the purchase of e-cigarettes to 21 and over. It is estimated these e-cigarette companies have profited millions of dollars a year, with teenagers being their number one client. The industry for these e-cigarette companies are so massive that a well-known tobacco company like Marlboro have invested over $12.8 billion into e-cigarettes.
In 2017, 11% of high school students had used an e-cigarette in the past 30 days. However, by 2018, that number had risen to 21%, and by 2019, 27.5% of high school students had used an e-cigarette in the past month. Unlike high school students, young adults that use e-cigarettes increased from 2.4% in 2012 and 2013 to 5.2% in 2017, and increased again to 7.6% in 2018 based on a recent analysis. We think it is very important to note that a 2016 report from the Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System survey found that 44.3% of students, including young adults, current e-cigarette users, were never smokers before trying e-cigarettes.
With e-cigarettes being the alternative to smoking, it is important to understand the effects it may have on a user. Consider the effects it can have on your heart and lungs, such as high blood pressure, higher risk of heart attacks, and respiratory issues that can leave you hospitalized. The unknowns of vaping are more common than the certainties of what is actually in e-juices, such as the chemicals and additives. Just because it is an alternative doesn't make it a better one. People are still dying, and the awareness of these dangers need to be made just as public as traditional smoking awareness ads.